Amen.
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 Minnie, did you see your sister sent a letter in the mail?
You might as well throw it away.
Mama, I like hearing from Aunt Kate.
Well, don't. She's become one of those new people from the city with protesting society, and I don't want my girls associating with her.
Well, Mom, she's family.
No, she is not family if she is going to go around embarrassing us like that.
I'd like to hear from her. I miss her.
Margaret, I do not want you reading that letter. I do not want you to leave the peace and quiet of Vermont and go gallivanting around some city. You could get killed.
But...
You heard your mother, Margaret.
Sorry, Papa.
I don't understand why I must learn grammar. It seems pointless.
You're lucky you're getting an education. I've spent my whole life working.
Well, by all means, you could do this for me. Why would you want an education when you could just marry into a family where you'd never have to do a day of work?
Why would I never want to work again? It's all I know.
Well, you just marry a beautiful husband and then live out your days happily with him. You'd love life without work.
I don't think I could never do a day's work again.
Well, you must be eager to find your future husband.
Guess it never crossed my mind.
Really? Margaret, have you really never dreamed of finding your future husband?
I guess not.
Well, maybe you don't have to. Have you ever taken a fancy to Jim?
Joseph, your brother.
Yes.
Like I said, I don't think it ever crossed my mind.
What if I told you he's taken fancy to you?
What? Really? Me?
Yes, you!
Did he tell you that?
Yes, Margaret, the most eligible bachelor in town, has taken fancy to you. How are you not jumping with joy?
Guess I'm just more shocked.
I'll tell him you're interested tonight at dinner. Oh, this is so exciting. Just think, if this all goes well, we could be sisters.
I guess we could.
Whoa, what's the rush?
Something was chasing me. I don't know.
Don't worry, it probably lost your scent. Are you lost?
I don't know where I am.
Don't worry, my house is just up this path. Why don't you come warm up? It's just around the bend. Anne, we have company.
Well, hello, dear. Welcome to our home. Thank you. Who are you?
Are you hungry?
Yes, but I should really be getting home to my mother.
Well, that's too bad. We barely ever get company.
I like it better that way, dear.
Yes, but sometimes I miss the life of the city.
Wait, are you two from the city?
Born and raised in Boston.
However, we wanted to get away from all the drama for a while.
No, I want to get away from the drama. Anne did it because she loves me.
Loves you. So you're sisters?
Well, technically we're not related, but we live together.
So you're best friends?
No, we love each other more than friends do.
I heard of this trend in the city, but not here, up north.
I know it's strange.
So you two are more than friends?
Dear, Anne and I are in love.
I should really be going home. My mother doesn't want me to associate with the new people.
Well, she's probably right. Wouldn't want ideas being put into little girls' heads.
Supper is almost ready if you want to stay.
No, I should really be getting home. My mother wouldn't be happy.
Well, it's down that path and back to the main road. You'll be able to make it from there.
Thank you. Have a nice night.
Hold on, dear. Here, take this. It's too dark to walk home with no light.
So, have you thought any more about Joseph?
Sort of. I've been kind of busy with your dress.
Is that all? Most girls would be sewing their own wedding dresses if they knew that Joseph Farley wanted to get tea with them.
Elizabeth, have you ever thought about living in the city?
Oh, heavens no. I mean, the city is gross and smelly.
But there's so many things to do and so many new ideas.
Margaret, the city is full of people who are constantly challenging society's ways. I mean, it's just wrong.
Maybe it's not always wrong. You know, just the other day I heard of 2 women living together, like man and wife.
That's absurd. People in cities like Boston are crazy. How could a woman ever live without a husband?
So you wouldn't even consider visiting?
Oh, I would visit, but only to find new dresses. I mean, if I were to move anywhere, it would be south of New York, so I wouldn't ruin my dresses with mud and snow.
So that's it? Just dresses and shopping?
Yes. I mean, the shops here are cute, but if we went to the city, we could just shop all day and try on dresses. Oh, speaking of dresses, I think you should wear one of mine for your date with Joseph.
I don't think I...
Oh, don't be silly. Plus, Joe always says that the ladies look the most lovely in pink.
Elizabeth, I don't want to talk about Joseph. I want to discuss the city. What if one of the new trends from New York or Boston changed society for the better?
Margaret, they won't. The people in the city have started to talk about higher wages. They're protesting the government. I even heard my father talking about how they're starting to discuss giving women the right to vote.
Would it really be that absurd?
The people in this city have given up their belief in God. Anyone who does that does not deserve to be listened to. Life is perfect. Nothing needs to change.
I don't know what I was thinking. I guess I just got the letter from my aunt and I thought...
Your aunt is probably just distracted. She'll be back here from the city in no time.
Margaret, wait! Margaret, why are you going so soon?
Your sister dismissed me early, so I thought I could head home and help my mother with dinner.
Well, I'd like to ask...
Yes?
I'd like to ask you if you'd like to have tea with me tomorrow.
That sounds lovely, Joseph.
Thank you, Miss Margaret.
Dear, is everything all right? You're sitting there sulking.
Sorry, Mother.
What is it, dear? Something seems wrong with you.
It's nothing. It's just, don't get all worked up, but Joseph asked me to go to lunch tomorrow.
Are you serious? If you are lying to me,
I'm not lying, but I don't know if I want to go.
Don't want to go? Joseph Farley asked you to tea and you're saying you don't want to attend?
Your sister is right. Do you know what this could mean for our family? You could become Margaret Farley. We have to pick out a dress. Oh.
Father, do you think I should?
You're almost past the age of eligibility, darling. Marrying a man of status is all I ever wanted for you. You really need to do this for the family.
Now you see, my father wants me to take over the family farm, but I always imagined myself moving somewhere and growing crops without the rocks and the beautiful soil.
What makes you want...
I mean, I could have hundreds coming in weekly. I could have lots of farms without worrying about anything.
It's interesting you say that.
I'd miss ice fishing, though. Hunting, too. You should have seen the size of the buck I killed last week. I'm saving those antlers for something special.
What do you...
And the size of that fish, too. I do not know what it is, but something about the fish in the winter months are so much more tastier than the ones in the summer. I think it's the work you put in the colder months.
What kind of fish?
However, moving is a two-person job. And if I ever did, I'd want the input of a wife and a family. Just out of curiosity, what are your preferences?
Well, I'd always imagined I'd live in the city one
I
day.
used to dream of living in the city as well, but I don't think I could ever own a factory. I want the opportunity to get down and dirty. I'd miss the clean air of the country. They say it gets windy in the south, but I think I could handle it. I've always liked windy weather.
Margaret, you're not usually this quiet.
Anne, please. This is only the second time she's eaten with us.
Oh, I know, but I already feel like I know her so well.
Anne, please. But she's right, Margaret. You've been awfully quiet. Where are all those questions about the city that never stop?
Do you think I'll ever get the opportunity to go to the city?
Sweetie, you can do whatever you want. Don't let anyone tell you what you can do.
What if I never find a love like you two have?
Margaret, I knew I loved Alice from the first moment that I saw her. The touch of our hands took my breath away.
How do you know it's love and not just another city trend?
Loving another woman isn't just a city trend we like to follow. Men can love men and women can love women. True love does not have any limits.
I could never imagine myself loving a girl. I'm practically engaged to a boy.
You can find love with anyone.
It's just this is all so new to me.
Do you love him?
Well, he's handsome and my family wants me with him, and so does Elizabeth.
That wasn't the question.
Well, I love working for Elizabeth, and if I marry her brother, then we can be sisters instead of just me being her seamstress.
Sweetie, this Joseph doesn't sound like the one.
He could be. Maybe I just need time.
Margaret, I want you to have this. I want you to write about your day every day so that you can sort out the things in your head.
I can't even write. I couldn't.
It doesn't matter. Just do something. Anything could help you sort out what you're dealing with.
But I already know what I want and where my life is gonna go.
I know, but do this anyways. It'll help, I promise.
I can't accept this. I didn't do anything for you.
Giving gifts for no reason is another city trend we follow. If you don't accept it, it's rude.
What a lovely day to be on the lake. Let's go down and test the ice.
Oh, I don't know. What if it breaks?
Well, then I guess Joseph will have to come in and save us.
I don't really know how to swim.
You don't know how to swim? Well, then we must come back over the summer and I'll teach you.
We'll still be together in the summer?
Of course.
I think I'm in love.
That boy finally win your heart?
No, not him. I can't get her out of my head.
Now you know how I felt when I met Alice.
It just feels so wrong to love my best friend.
Have you told anyone else?
No, my mother would pass out if I told her. If I told anybody else, they'd cast me to Sam Hill.
Margaret, I want you to be completely honest with me. Do you want to be with Elizabeth?
Yes, of course, but we're just friends. I mean, she loves me, but only because she thinks we'll be sisters one day.
I disagree. If what's written in here is true, it might be that Elizabeth likes you the same way.
Alice, it's rude to go through someone's personal business.
You really think so?
Based on what I see here, both of you might be in love.
Margaret, if you think this is your true love, you can't let it get away.
Elizabeth, we should go to Boston.
That could be so fun. We could go shopping for new dresses and...
I don't mean just to shop. I really want to explore the city.
Well, I'd love to go as long as I don't have to do anything other than shop and eat sweets.
Elizabeth, would you be more likely to go if we were together?
Well, if Joe was there to keep us safe.
I think we should go alone.
Alone? Without Joe?
Exactly, we could hold hands and get tea and nobody could tell us not to.
Watch your tone. You're with my brother.
Yes, I know, Liz, but I think I love you.
Well, Margaret, I love you too. You're my best friend and soon you'll be my sister.
Wouldn't it be fun if we just went off together? We wouldn't even have to go to the city. We could find a little cabin somewhere.
I mean, living together would be great, but realistically, us living with Joe, I would either intrude or just simply be ignored.
Maybe Joe doesn't have to be there.
Well, he'd have to be. How else would we afford it?
I could work for us, Elizabeth.
Margaret, you're in your head. You don't want a life like that. You dream of being with my brother.
I want to be with you and only you, Liz. When I'm with you, I feel the excitement of the city, ready to swim, ready to try new things.
I love spending time with you as well, but we can't live together alone. It's just too much of a city thing, and we can't trust the city lifestyle.
We wouldn't have to go to the city. We could go south, just like you dream of.
Would you just stop it? I don't want to run away with you, especially if Joseph isn't there. You're just being silly.
Do you mind if I leave early?
I think you should.
Margaret, we would have lovely kids, don't you think? A young strapping lad to help on a farm, and a lovely girl who could be a talented seamstress like yourself.
Joseph, if we ever did get married, could Elizabeth live with us?
Well, of course. That is until she finds a husband of her own. Speaking of marriage and husbands...
What if she never got married? Could she live with us forever?
Sure. Yes, but Margaret, I've had such a lovely time getting to know you. And I like you enough to want to ask you to be my wife. I want to spend my life with you, Margaret. I want to raise 2 children on the farm and make you very, very happy.
You said Elizabeth could live with us, right?
Of course. But that's not important right now. Margaret Smith, will you marry me?
Yes, Joseph, I'll marry you.
Mother! Father!
I'm getting married.
She said yes?
To Joe.
What happened with Elizabeth?
She wouldn't listen. And also I figured that if I said yes to Joe, then I would be able to spend more time with Elizabeth.
Margaret, that might seem like a good idea, but I think you need to think more about it.
What do you mean?
Well, Alice and I had marriages set up when we found each other. Alice had to convince me not to marry, as my parents would outcast me if I didn't. However, true love with Alice made me realize that I didn't care. Joe isn't your future, Elizabeth is, and you don't want to waste your whole life waiting.
But she won't change her mind.
You have to have patience. You just introduced the topic today.
But I knew right away.
But she might never. If you spend your time with Joseph waiting, you'll be miserable.
What are you doing?
We're leaving.
What?
My sister is with child, so we're headed down to Boston so we can be there when the baby is born. We might stay there permanently.
You can't leave.
We have to. We had a great life down there, and we're ready to go back. I love it up here, but we feel more accepted down there, and it's more normal.
But what am I gonna do?
Margaret, what if you came with us?
What?
We want to know if you want to come with us to the city. We think you'd be much happier there, and it would be much easier to forget about Elizabeth.
Really? I could go to the city with you? No, I can't leave Elizabeth.
It's up to you, and if you change your mind later, you can always come down and see us.
I don't know how I'm gonna live without you.
We know, but you'll be okay. Elizabeth will come around, I bet.
But if she doesn't, the city is the place for you, and you can always come down and see us.
Oh, Margaret, the dress is just gorgeous. And I heard the news about you and Joseph.
I want to run away with you.
Oh, stop. You're not still on that, are you?
It's not just some silly trend. I want to run away with you.
Margaret, you're going to marry my brother. We're going to be sisters. I mean, we can't keep living without a man in our lives.
I want to live with just you, no man at all.
We can't. That's the city in you talking. We can't just live like that.
Elizabeth, please.
I can't live without a man in my life.
I've met 2 women who are really happy together.
Margaret, tell me you haven't been seeing the queer couple down the road. They're just about as city as they come. You have to stop seeing them, and then we can finally go back to normal.
They're really lovely women. They have great ideas about women's rights and what true love is, and I feel that for you, Liz.
Margaret, stop this nonsense. You're my best friend, but you can't keep acting like this.
But I love you.
And I love you, but not the way you love me. Margaret, we can be sisters. And if you don't marry Joe, then you can't keep working here.
But I've worked here since we were little.
I know, but I can't have someone who lives on city ideas working for me. Forget about all of this and you can stay. Marry Joe and we can be sisters.
I can't marry Joe. I can't lose you.
If you can't change, then we can't be friends. I'm sorry, Margaret.
My dear, are those tears of happiness? I can say I've shed a few myself, but don't worry, we will get over
I can't marry you.
this. What?
I don't love you.
Margaret, don't be stupid. I'm the richest boy in town, the most eligible. You'd be a fool not to marry me just because
I
you
won't,
don't
Jonah.
love
Just let me go.
I said don't be an idiot. It was Elizabeth, wasn't it? She talked you out of it.
She had nothing to do with this.
I'll make you my wife, Margaret Smith.
Off me, you pig.
You'll come to your senses soon enough, Margaret. And I'll be waiting. But my patience wears thin.
Where have you been?
I just wanted to look at the stars tonight, Mama.
Talk of the town is you were out at the queer woman's house. Is that right?
Mom,
Answer your mother.
Yes, but she saved me from the woods.
The disgrace. You're letting those city folk put these ideas in your head and talk as you turn Joseph Farley down. Is that correct?
It's more complicated than that.
I told you you'd be a fool if you didn't marry him. Now everybody knows that you turned him down.
The audacity. You have been hanging with the city folk and making a laughingstock of our family. Now no one will want to marry Betsy because they'll think she's queer too.
I don't love him. I love Elizabeth, not Joseph.
Everyone loves their friends. That's no reason to give up the best opportunity you've ever had.
I love Elizabeth like you love Papa. It's complicated. I'm just so confused.
That's just some idea. Loving women is just something the city folk taught you. You go back to Joseph Farley's house right now. Tell him you'll marry him.
Papa, please, I don't love him.
Margaret, this is the best opportunity you've ever had. You need the money. We need the money. You've let those city folk poison you with poetry and thoughts of equality, haven't you?
Mom, you don't know them.
Well, then I guess I don't know you either.
Papa, please understand.
You will leave this house, and you are not allowed to come back unless I hear you are kissing the Farley boy, wearing a white dress, and becoming his wife.
Papa, please.
Leave!
I do not want you to leave the peace and quiet of Vermont and go gallivanting around some city.
How could a woman ever live without a husband?
Marrying a man of status is all I ever wanted for you.
We'll still be together in the summer?
Of course. Would you just stop it? I don't want to run away with you. I love you, but not the way you love me.
Margaret, what if you came with us? No, I can't leave Elizabeth.
Margaret, try things with Elizabeth. If it doesn't work out, use this money for a train ticket. Come to Boston. Life could be so much better for you here. We love you, Alice and Anne.